Today's episode is brought to you by Makeover by Mimi. If you want to have full, luscious lashes without mascara, Mimi's lashes are what you need in your life. Head on over to Instagram.com/makeoverbymimi and mention Queens Connect to receive 10% off your first set.
Now let's get into this episode.
Sound like, ooh.
Somebody might need a little whisper in there.
To have phone sex in this bitch.
Now let's get into this episode.
Yeah.
That's how it sounds like a little somebody.
That's exactly how it sounds.
It's all right. Ain't
I
nothing
know
wrong
when
with a
dudes
little
talk to you
spice.
on the phone, I'll be like, oh, shit.
Where you at? Can I slide
Right. God damn.
That's crazy.
Because I'm so even when I was dating, can this be part of our chat? 'Cause even when I was dating, like I never knew, like even now, like we're like, I know he's trying to looking at me like this bitch is just a mess. Like you, that's why I be like, baby, soft. I be like, I don't fucking know.
You
what
was on
that
the phone
is.
like, what up, bruh?
For real. Like I would try, but I don't ever recall myself like my sisters and stuff. I had like sexy ass, like cute little voices on the phone. Like I never did that. I don't have a walk. I don't have a cute voice on the phone. I think I sound fat on the phone.
What?
Like, I think I sound like, ugh.
Like you breathe?
You gonna bring them cheeseburgers. Like,
You gonna
I
bring-
swear, like, I sound fat as fuck. My walk is like a boy. Like, I'm so just the unladylike ass
But like
person.
that's a part of like what we even gonna talk about today. Like when it comes to double standards, like why do you have to have that?
You gotta be
don't.
elegant. You gotta be graceful.
Gotta
like
be
fuck all
polished,
that.
as IT says. Like, I'm
Don't
the
do
most
that.
unpolished.
Polish her up.
Like, take
Polish
me as
her
I
up.
am. Take me or leave me. Like,
That's what the name of that documentary I was telling you
Take
guys
It or
about.
Leave It?
No. It's called Can I Be Me?
I
If
know
y'all
that's
have
right.
not
Can
seen
I
this
Be
documentary, it's about Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston, and it was just interesting. Like I think I've seen every other thing that they have on those two because there are a couple that are very
interesting.
Yeah, they're very interesting
Mm-hmm.
to study because I think there's this idea of what love should look like, and then we talk about two people who was on crack who were both very famous, like from a pretty young age. But that Can I Be Me? Like this one y'all have to see. It just
I'ma
came
check
out in
it out.
2017.
Yeah, me too.
So
I gotta see it.
it just really explores like the different dynamics of like her and her, somebody else on her team named Robin, and like the dynamics between Robin and Bobby and like what that meant and like how
I love them.
I think it's always good how they unveil like that Whitney
Was
in some
not
shape
the
or form
angel.
corrupted Bobby Brown into some of her habits
see
of
that.
drug use. And I think they're a couple that like always makes me think of how strong a love can be even if it's unhealthy.
tumultuous.
Like that is an intense relationship.
You
that
can
they
love
were
somebody
in.
to death, but still not be good for them. Like you can love
Exactly.
somebody and still not be meant for them.
Exactly. And I think that story, their story, really highlights that in a lot of ways.
That's dope. I gotta see it.
I gotta check it out. I love their love. Like at his most dysfunction. Like I like that
I
Bobby
like
Brown
Grace
and
love.
Whitney Houston love is like man,
Real love.
how she was riding for that nigga in the
Right.
courtroom.
Mm.
Like court dates, that nigga done beat you up and you are there on his side, like with the cameras rolling. Like
That's y'all.
and
I
deemed
know
him.
some of the tea is all about health, and that
That's
their
It's
relationship
unhealthy
is
as
just-
fuck. But
What, nothing?
their
that
relationship
love,
just like, but it makes their relationship always made me think about what is love.
yeah.
Were
I
they
think-
infatuated with each other? Were they loving? Did
I
they
think that was love, but
I think it was in a way, like in
I
a
think
way,
it was
I do
love.
think
They just
In a
had
way,
too many
though.
outside
Right.
influences. I
think
think if
fame
Bobby
really
and
hurt
Whitney
them.
were not Bobby and Whitney that we know, I
But
think
would
they
they
would
have
still
been
be
together?
together.
But
I think
would have they have gotten together if they didn't have those personalities that draw them because of part of that fame?
that's
I don't know.
a loaded question, but I feel like if they would have gotten together, I think they would still be together.
This reminds me of a documentary I watched about Chris Brown the other day on Netflix, and he was
Somebody
talking
else was
about
telling me they was watching
yeah,
it.
he was talking about his relationship with Rihanna, and he was saying that he loves her to death. He still loves her, and they
I
love
don't
each
think
other.
Chris Brown knows what love is.
Why can Bobby Brown?
mean, you
know
gotta
what
I
that
love
shit?
Chris
Right.
Brown. Like I love Chris Brown music, but I don't think Chris Brown know what love is.
Why you say that?
I just like just how he was with Rihanna and then
But that-
Karuchi. Like I
That's
think
a
that
double standard.
Right.
it is a double standard.
Is that ageism?
I I just
too young to know what love is?
And maybe I could be wrong, but that's my opinion. I feel like Chris Brown, like, you don't really know what love is.
But we just got done talking about how Whitney loved Bobby. He beat her ass. She was in the courtroom sitting there writing for him, and that was love.
But that's the testament of love. Like when somebody is going through some shit, and you don't have to be with him, and you are deeming Bobby Brown as the R&B king.
Like you said, he was doing it to her. So like that, I don't think that's love at that moment.
Well,
that's loyalty. That's not love.
I mean,
all right, we're gonna get into this episode and break these pieces down.
Right.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about double standards, and
oh, my bad. I was taking a sip of water. I'm battling this cold.
I was like, let me step in.
Okay, so today we're talking about double standards.
We didn't introduce people today.
We are all the way off.
That's what I was pointing at.
My God.
Yeah. This is going to be an uncut episode. We leaving all this in here.
Well, Atiana's normally first.
You say.
No, you say, thank you for tuning in to Three Queens and Things.
Hey, everybody. I am dealing with a cold. I'm not all the way here. And, I'm Mimi Ford.
I'm Ahti.
I'm Sola T.
And we are
Three Queens and Things.
And we ain't doing that today. Oh, okay.
I can't because my voice is real.
She go talking about this
real
voice
raggedy.
Again. What are we talking about today, Mimi?
We're talking about double standards. Now, do we even know what double standards is?
Break down the definition for us.
If we don't, I have the definition for you. Double standards is a rule or principle that is unfairly applied in different ways to different people or groups. I think we've all kind of tackled double standards. Maybe we have double standardist views, or have dealt with double standards. So
it sounds like we're going to be talking about gender double standards today.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most defined double standards.
I think even by the way that I grew up in life, I would have thought double standards just applied to gender. I don't think there's a lot. I don't even think people use the term for other things as much.
Yeah. I mean, now that we deal with different things like same-sex marriages and all that other stuff.
Oh, I guess I've heard it a bit there.
Yeah, so I read an article on the Huffington Post in 2014. Well, not in 2014, but the article was written in 2014. 5 things women are judged most harshly by men. And the first one is having too many sexual partners. What do y'all think about that?
Or just dating. I mean, you don't even gotta be sleeping with people to be still looked at as a hoe. Like, if I'm going out on dates and just entertaining and getting to know more than one man at a time, then I'm a hoe.
But you're a little fast.
But I think the assumption is if you're dating multiple men, you're having sex with them.
Right, but y'all don't know that. That's what I'm saying. But if a man was going to take women out on several dates, like...
I think that assumption that they're having sex is there, but the connotation of what that looks like and what that is different, absolutely.
But even if he was having sex with those women, it still wouldn't be like, ugh. Like, it wouldn't...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the connotation is still, like, whether he is or he isn't.
Right.
But also there's the assumption that he is.
I'm an equal opportunist as far as how I feel about men and women doing the same thing. So if you're a man having sex with multiple people, like, that's your prerogative. Do you, like, as long as you handle your business in other areas, live your life. Like, be safe and do it. I'm the same with women. Like, that's not something that I have experience with. But if that's what you choose to do, go ahead, girl or boy.
I'm not into having sexual partners, but I have a lot of friends that do, and like that's not. I had a roommate at a time that was like, "I'm trying to get to this number by a certain time," and I was like, "Go ahead, girl," but that ain't me.
That ain't never been me.
And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Of course, that health thing. I hope you're being safe with it, but a guy, for me personally, looking at a situation, I don't think it's any different for a woman wanting to do that than a man wanting to do it.
To be honest, I don't know if I would pass judgment. I mean, let me not say that. Because if I was dating a man and he told me that he had
like 300 partners,
absolutely, you can't ever call me again. Like, don't ever talk to me again. And
that's dangerous.
Yeah, like, I would definitely look at you some kind of way. And so I think that goes both ways. If I was dating a man, I told him, like, my number is X, whatever is too high for.
Like, but do you ask those questions?
What the fuck is a body count?
What's your body count?
In terms of real life?
How many people you have sex with?
No, I know what it is, but in terms of real life though, like why does that hold so much weight?
You're saying you don't. Why do people ask that question?
Yeah, like if
what is
somebody
that
told
gonna
you they
mean?
had sex with 40 people, is that a lot of people? Like, what does that mean for what you would pursue with them? Like, why does that why does that have an impact if
I don't
it does?
know. I don't
have?
think I've ever
broken down.
asked that. I don't even think I know the answer to that.
I
question.
haven't in years.
Not from
like,
excuse me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is that even a real thing? So, like, for us to be
It is a real
waiting
thing.
and creating a standard and a double standard around something that, like, we're not even asking, so they probably don't even matter.
I wouldn't even want to know.
no?
That's
Straight
how
up.
you know it's not real.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to know. Like, I've never asked my husband, like, well, how many bitches you done slept with? How many bitches you knocked off before me? Like, I wouldn't even want to know. Like,
She about to go ask his ass tonight.
No.
I believe
Baby,
I
you on a
asked and he
podcast?
avoided the question. Like, I don't even want to know. Save that. But he knows about mine. It ain't a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? But
She tried to shit on us with her
Right.
her low body again, the double standard.
it ain't a whole, that's just me though. But live your life. That's what you choose to do.
I don't know. Did y'all ever have a whole phase?
No.
I mean, why we talking about body counts and...
It's define. I mean, I think I went through like a period where I was like a little bit more promiscuous than I normally would have been.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I went through a whole phase. I mean, if you want to label it a whole phase, yeah, I probably did.
No.
But I wasn't a hoe.
Did you talk... Your husband, you said he asked you about this? You ever talked about your whole phase before?
Yeah, he knew. I was single, living life,
Right.
young, 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever...
I'm not I am stimulated mentally more than physically.
Right.
So, like, that would take a lot for me to open up to somebody mentally in that way. Have I had sex with people and not been mentally stimulated by them? Absolutely. But I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, have I had a whole phase? No.
Okay.
Like, the whole phase is like,
I don't think there's no. I might be on my way to a whole phase, but I'm not. I've never had one
choo,
before.
choo, next stop is a whole phase.
And if your future husband asked you, or the next person that you decide to date asked you, like, how many people have you ever slept with, would you be open to telling them, or would you respond with, like,
I mean,
mind
I
your
know the
business?
number.
Yeah.
I don't feel like if they said a crazy number, I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's just. I think with anybody, you should be moving to, especially if somebody you're going to be in a consistent relationship, you should go get tested together. Like, those are things that should happen. So, that's what I'm concerned about.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you in terms of commitment with this relationship? People different things happen to people in different phases of their lives. And I'm not one to feel like I have to hold you to that phase, because I don't believe that people should live in their past.
Right. You're not that person anymore.
Now, I don't feel like you should be defensive about it. We should be able to have an open conversation about it. But I think that also means that I have to check my judgments if I'm sitting next to you. So,
Mm-hmm. No, but if you then knock down 300 people, don't ever call me no more. No, that's real.
Making it very clear.
Right.
No, that's real.
Or lie to her. That's what she wants to lie to her.
Right.
Tell her 10.
10.
The second one is having a messy home. I feel like this is so true. Like, we look at...
I know some clean ass men.
I do too.
But it's rare.
It's
like,
very rare.
When I look at when I look at my male friends or whoever, people I've dated in the past, like, and you know how you can tell? Go to a man's bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, his room may be clean, may be put together, but go to his bathroom.
I think there's been more clean men that I don't think I've ever been to a man's house and been, like, repulsed, like, you ain't clean this shit or scrub nothing in, like, months. Like, I know a lot of clean men. But I think a man's house should be just as clean as a woman's house.
Yeah,
like,
I think
that
the
double
expectation is the
standard. Yeah,
But I've also been to some nasty women's house. So,
Right.
where you're stepping over stuff,
I guess I'm part of the double standard with that, because I feel like as a woman, you shouldn't. I sound terrible.
You shouldn't let your house be
You
dirty.
should not. Like, you are a woman. Come on now. I guess I'm a part of the problem.
would it be more understanding if a
everybody
man's
should
house
just
is
be-
dirty? Like,
Yeah.
But I don't feel like your house should be spick and span. Like, I feel like if you're having people over, like, I'm coming to your house for a get together, your shit should be spotless. Like, I just feel like that's my grandmother's raised me. Like, when you have company, like,
Yeah.
But I like to be in people's homes who look lived in. Like, I feel like if it's clean, like, there's some, like, if it's too clean, and I'm just coming over to kick it, like, impromptu, that's weird to me.
why is that weird?
Because I feel like your house should be look lived in.
You could live there and still like to clean. Like, I don't know.
I'm very, very anal when it comes to certain things. I'm annoying as fuck. And my husband is so messy. And if he didn't have me, baby, I love you, but yo shit is like, I cannot. And maybe it's me because I'm over the top with it. Like,
He probably just
I
be
feel like
throwing
everything has a place. I feel like he does it to annoy me. And he knows I'm going to pick up after him. And I'm just like, let's just be clean. Like, let's just sit still. The third one is being overweight. I feel like we do judge women more often than men for being overweight or even underweight. I feel like we look at women like, oh, she's too skinny. She needs some meat on her bones. Versus if it's a chunkier dude, like, oh, he got a baller belly, or, you know.
Who the fuck go? What is that?
You never heard the term baller belly?
Like that Rick Ross, he got a beard.
Yeah.
He got a beard, a briefcase, and a belly.
That shit ain't never did nothing for me.
I don't know. I feel like people should, like, I don't know. I just feel like people should have, you should have the body you want to have. So if you got a little extra gut, have the extra gut. I'm cool with that, but I don't want to hear about you you not being happy with it and you not doing anything about it either. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't look forward to your gut. I don't look forward to mine either. So, like, but I'm also not going to sit here and complain about something without doing anything about it. That's what I feel like. So, I shouldn't feel like anybody should be like, oh, you got to have a six-pack or you got to have a baller belly. Like, have what you want to have, but don't have no complaints about it.
Be
like,
happy with you.
If you don't want that, then fix it.
And make those changes. I dealt with it. I used to be really, really skinny in high school. I was like a size 0. And people always be like, you so skinny. And then once you gain weight, it's like, ow, it's so
she
like,
blew the fuck up.
Like, people are never, they're so judgmental upon, like, why does my weight and how I look
have shit to do
you?
with you?
Why do you feel the need to
Because we're socialized that it does. We're socialized that it is our business. We're socialized that we're supposed to keep you accountable, but that's not accountability. That's just being insensitive. I'm sorry you had to go.
That's some haters. Y'all listen to our last episode about them hating. No, I was like,
old hating ass.
I hate her. The fourth one is not having children. Women are often referred to as selfish, whereas becoming a dad is not considered as being an essential part of manhood.
Well, see, I have to
somebody about that.
No, because I have a guy friend. He's in his 30s, his early 30s, but his family thinks that he's gay because he's never had kids or he's not dating anybody seriously, so it's not looking like he's about to have kids anytime soon. But if a woman wasn't to have kids like in her 30s, then she's just taking her time trying to find the right man. Like, that's what it's viewed as, and I don't know.
I don't feel like I think that's just we both getting it because there's a pressure for anybody, whether you're I don't know, male from a female experience. When I go places like, oh, you settling down?
I mean, I guess for men, because
you get engaged soon. When you gonna have some kids?
Men are supposed to be more like how we were just saying, like out here just fucking basically. So if you ain't slipped up yet and had a baby, I think that's what.
That's a damn shame. That you ain't slipped up. Not that you have intentionally decided to have a family, but you done slipped up.
But if a woman wasn't to have kids, then she's doing the right thing.
That, though,
she's
like,
not
if a man
just
is
like
about in his 30s and he ain't got no kids, you need to be concerned. I was like, why is that?
And that's a double standard, and that's more like I don't think it would go either. Why can't a man just want to take his time and be careful about who he has a baby with? Like,
I think we all need to be fucking careful,
right,
about who we love and who we have children with.
Right.
I received it. You know, I've forever heard people like, why, you married, you this, you that. You settled down. Why you have no kids yet? We ain't having kids. You all right? Y'all good?
Damn.
Like,
that's what Gabrielle Union was talking about too.
Yeah. So I felt that pressure early on. Like, something must be wrong with y'all. Like, we have sex, okay? Don't trip.
But that's even amazing. Like how we're taught that we only get in relationships to reproduce, which is, I think, the cause of a lot of other issues, because I don't want a man with me just because he wants to reproduce. Like, if this is going to be something, and I'm a person that wants something that's withstanding, like that's going to be here for a long time. I want a commitment. So if you're only going to be committed to the kids, like,
and people look at it as such a huge accomplishment. Like, I love kids, they're a blessing, but being like, it's way, like, if you have to wait, like, having kids is like the stamp. Like, okay, you finally have kids. Welcome to the mom's club.
Right.
But, like, how about welcome to the wives club, or a steady relationship, a healthy relationship club, or a solid business club?
Right.
Like, kids are just
There's
like,
other
you
shit
ain't doing that
And then
because you ain't
especially
got
when
no
you have kids and you don't even be liking y'all kids. I'm sorry, we got to talk about it.
What?
People don't be liking their kids. You don't be supporting your kids. You don't build your kids up. You don't even know what your kids do in school.
You don't
I
even
have
like
a
this
fact.
little
Listen, we got to
nappy
start
head.
stating facts.
That's a
That
fact.
you welcome into a club, but you're so busy to get away from them. And yes, you are human. You need space. But like, what are you really pouring into your kids so that they can be empowered to see different things? How many trips have you taken them on to see how different people live? How many books have you provided them to understand different perspectives? How many, like those are the type of things. Have you talked to them about college? Have you talked to them about sex? But you also, well, when you got kids, you gonna know. But what if I don't? What does your child know? Stop worried about me. Worry
Right.
about your baby.
Right.
I'm sorry. That was just about
was
it. Because
good.
I
No,
feel
that's
like
real.
there's a lot of people who have children and you have them, but you don't. You're not.
invest
You're not a
in
mother.
them. You don't
Invest
take
in
that
them.
time with them.
And
You
it's
gotta
like,
have a
okay, why is
child.
every time I come over here, your baby on the iPad?
Or why is it every time, since we talking about it, how your weave done, but your son ain't got no fresh lineup?
Oop.
And he walk around with B2Bs. Like, I cannot stand that.
Ooh.
Like, I feel like it's so important for, especially our black men and young women and young girls and boys. How you look and how you feel about yourself shapes what you project into the world. So if your mom has her weave down her back and you don't have a fresh lineup, or your haircut, you ain't had a haircut in months
Or
to
at
Sunday,
least-
and your hair's not brushed.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I said. Teach them how to pick it out. Put
Like,
some
that
cans
to
too
me is
in it.
not
I'm
okay.
okay for a little
I'm-
rough look.
I get what
don't
y'all
need you to have no
saying.
fresh lining, but
however-
baby should know how to grease a scalp.
I know a lot of great parents. I guess I can't really relate to this because, like, all the parents that
I know some great parents too.
I don't
but
really
That's-
know.
yeah,
I don't
me
really
too.
have, like, personally in my circle, like,
I don't
any
have a
moms.
personally in my circle, but
I don't have
see
a person
them.
in my circle, but I say my friends
Right.
don't have children. In my close-knit circle, none of us have ventured down that road yet.
I
But-
get it, but I feel like I know a lot of dope parents, so it's like, I guess
No, I know a
can't
lot of
really,
dope
like,
parents, but I
chime
see a
in.
lot of bull. And
Yeah.
these are the
Out.
same
And
people
but I think
that
from your dope parents, you're not gonna get the welcome to the mom's club.
Right.
That's not the person we were even talking about.
No, a lot of my friends are moms, and they be like, "You'll see when you have kids," and they like make it sound like it's something to look forward to. But they're also great. They sacrifice a lot,
great
so
parents,
like
so
they'll.
that's a difference.
No, I get that too. Like they'll be like, "You'll see when you're a mom." So I will get that welcome to the mom's club when I'm a mom. But yeah, I don't know.
Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I know a lot of dope parents, like, absolutely. I'm talking about these other people that.
And I don't think that, like, and
Feel
again,
how they
because
feel.
of a lot of other factors in the world, like, who is being taught to be a parent?
No one.
That's something you have to be self-initiated to do well. Like, you have to decide that you're gonna, and you have to sacrifice a lot to be able to do that. And I salute those who make those decisions. I salute those who don't make those decisions as well, because you trying.
Yeah.
Simple as that. The double standard. Nobody should be able to be a lackluster parent. That's my note.
Number 5, being too blunt or assertive. Women who speak their minds too much are deemed as bossy, aggressive, or arrogant, whereas a mouthy dude is simply showing his execution and leadership. I mean, executive, not execution, girl. I'm tripping. Executive stance and leadership. That's so true. Oh my gosh. What do y'all think?
I don't know. I like that shit. I don't know. I talk a lot of shit, but I do like a man that talks shit right back to me too. So somebody who does like,
She like that shit.
no, I talk shit, but I like somebody who gives it right back to me. But it is a double standard because now I'm crazy because I'm sitting here speaking my mind and I'm letting you know what I want from you. Like, okay, so I recently kind of went through this. Not even just like on a dating level, but just like even in the workplace. Like, I feel like I've been speaking my mind a lot more often instead of just like letting shit roll off my back. And I've been like, people have been looking at me like I'm crazy. And it is a little out of character for me. And I get that. However, I'm just letting people know what I want and just being more assertive about it.
Can you give us an example, please?
Because we nosy.
Y'all are nosy. Dang.
And our listeners want to know
Everybody wants to know
what's going
what
on.
happened. What's the tea?
Spill it.
Y'all come back to me. I'll circle.
Oh, she don't have to come back.
But I feel like we definitely label strong women, opinionated women, assertive women as being a bitch. You're too bossy. You're difficult. Whereas a man, if he's the same exact way, oh, he's a boss and he's bossing up. And I, like you just said, I likes that shit. But what if a woman was the same way? You're gonna be like, this bitch, why she being a bitch?
Mm-hmm.
Sit your ass down somewhere.
Sit your ass down somewhere. Find a seat. Find a friend and find a seat.
And
No,
I think that's messed up. Like, we should be able to be just
I think
as,
it's about balance. I think that's what all of these double standards are about, balance. Because sometimes there's overcompensation, and sometimes you're trying to prove a point. And I don't feel like you should 100% of the time be talking to prove a point.
That's a fact.
But I think because we're conditioned that nobody is respectfully listening to us or valuing what we have to say or making us feel weird about saying what we have to say, then sometimes I think that does turn into overcompensation. And then we're just right back at step one. Like, because nobody's still being valued out of that. But I think it takes us to be reminded to say what we have consistently so it doesn't seem so damn out of character. But also for men to be socialized that this is gonna happen. And I think that's where it misses, is like they're so shocked that you're speaking. This is so odd for them because either it's not your character or they feel like it's not your place. But that comes from somewhere, somebody conditioning them to feel a certain type of way about when a woman speaks a certain type of way. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's where we have to balance that out. So it's not like this nasty, why she always gotta be saying this, but like create a normalcy around that, those types of conversations.
You were saying it's not right, then that makes a woman a bitch when she speaks her mind. And like we were saying in Who You Calling a Bitch episode, like if I'm a bitch for that, then I'm a bitch. Like somebody gonna like it. Fuck. Like I can't worry about that. Like I can't be worried about, it's a double standard. Like yeah, it's not right, but whatever. Like that's not gonna stop me from saying right. I still gotta.
I'm notorious speaking my mind. I'm going to speak my mind. I cannot. I get chest pains if I don't speak my mind. So I just have to get it out, and I just try to communicate that in the best way possible. But I have to speak my mind. It's not always doesn't always go as planned, but
maybe some tricks, not always treats.
I think that in the past for me, like why I say I guess it's so out of character for me to be like so like vocal about shit now is because I've kind of prided myself on always knowing the balance of when to speak my mind. Like every battle isn't meant to be fought, and I know if I say this, it's gonna trickle down. It's gonna be some other shit. Like if I say this, it's gonna start an argument, and I don't even want to get into that.
But sometimes you need to grow from that argument.
Yeah, but I feel like that's how I've always been, and lately I've just been like, nah, fuck all that. Like you're gonna hear what I gotta say, and that's not me.
What changed? Like what's different?
It's just a lot of shit moving right now, and I'm just like, what do I have to lose? Like. Yeah. Fuck it. Like, I don't know. It's just a lot of personal things that are happening. I'm just like, whatever. That's kind of where I'm at right now with everything. But, yeah.
Well, what other double standards are y'all out there, encountering?
Yes, please let us know. Talk to us on Twitter, 3 Queens and Things.
We got a Twitter? I'm like, oh, we on Twitter?
Girl,
okay.
Scratch that. Girl, we
are on Twitter.
We on Twitter, but ain't shit on Twitter.
We don't know how to Twitter.
Ain't shit from the Queens on Twitter, but you can you can follow.
Oh my God. Where
we talking about Facebook and Instagram.
That's what we stick to.
You could even be in the SoundCloud comments, but tweeting. Twittering.
Excuse me today.
Why we never pick? Let us know if y'all want us on Twitter. Shit, maybe that might be something.
Y'all be on Twitter? My grown ass ain't been on Twitter in a minute.
Me either. I haven't had a personal Twitter.
Twitter is hard work. I can't.
Maybe if y'all want us on Twitter,
that's something we can talk about. Well, anywho, we want to hear what double standards are going on in your life. What do you guys think about the double standards we talked about today? Which one is probably the most one? I think that clean house thing has been coming up as the older I get, but yeah.
Like your mama ain't raised you right?
Why but I think that's everybody. I was told that you trifling. Male, female.
Have you heard about when your microwave is dirty? That mean your cootie cat dirty.
They said about everything.
You better get that hot bowl.
If your car dirty,
my microwave is spotless.
Oh my God, yeah.
Your cootie cat. All right, y'all. I think that's it.
Thank you for tuning in to 3 Queens and Things. I'm Mimi.
I'm Ahti.
I'm Sola T.
And we are
3 Queens and Things.
Bye, y'all.
Toodles. Toodly-dee.